It's that time of the year, and whether you're excited or you're not, whether you're hyped or you're not, it's time for Wrestlemania predictions. In these predictions, I'm going to keep emotions out of it. I'm going to keep my feelings out of it. Just going to give you my predictions, and I'm also going to give you who I would like to win the match. Along with the predictions, I want to talk about where this could possibly go thereafter. One thing that I did notice about WrestleMania is it doesn't seem like these stories are the conclusion for feuds. More so, they feel like they are either the middle ground or the start of something that's going to come from it. We'll talk about those as we get to the matches. Our first match on the card, I would start off night one with El Grande Americano and Rey Mysterio Jr. Who would I have win this match? Quite honestly, I would go with Rey Mysterio. Why am I going with Rey Mysterio? I don't think we're going to get a lot of baby faces winning on this night. Also, I want to start the crowd off hot, and I think that a little bit of high flying along with some good mat-based wrestling and just colorful atmosphere is going to be a good way to get the crowd started. Now, do we get an unmasking is the real question, to find out who El Grande Americano is, whoever he is. I think it'd be fun if we did get an unmasking. I mean, Ray already went for it on Raw, so why not complete the story? Where can we go with El Grande Americano? Does he go on like some sort of lucha hunt? I think that they kind of throw this thing out because I don't know how much legs they're gonna have in an El Grande Americano character. I don't know, you tell me. But who would I like to see win this match? I don't really see Ray benefiting from winning this match. I would go with El Grande Americano because I do think that we could have more fun and a little more mileage out of trying to figure out who this guy is. Some say it's Chad Gable. I'm on the other side of the fence. Wait, not that fence, not no offense. Fences, damn it, fences. The next match that we would go with. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out who's the babyface and who's the heel here. They tell me that Jade is the babyface here. She doesn't really strike me as a babyface. And Naomi's just fighting for her name. So, who would I personally have win here? I would like to see Naomi win, to be quite honest with you. Because there's a lot more that she can do with this heel turn run that she's on. If you beat her, does it kill her dead? No, because she could kind of go into an enrage mode, maybe even attack Jade after the match, and we can continue this thing going forward. So it doesn't really hurt her to lose. I would just like to see her win because it's kind of hot right now with this new character development. Kind of hot. Who do I think they'll have win? Jade Cargill. Look, to me, I think this is the start of their feud. There's a lot of mileage they can get out of here, especially if and when they incorporate Bianca Belair into this. There's a lot of work that could be done here. When do we pay it off? Probably by SummerSlam. I would like to see a triple threat by SummerSlam. But if you have to twist my arm, I'll give you Jade Cargill. War Raiders and the New Day. Oh boy, this one is tough for me because War Raiders should be a lot hotter than they are, but I don't think that they're being booked correctly. I don't think they know how to book this team. However, on the other side, New Day turned heel and have completely cooled off before getting this title match. So we have two pretty cool teams, and either team could win or lose. Again, me personally, I would go with War Raiders so that we could start heating them up. But again, I'm afraid of booking and creative and how they would, who booking and creative is and how they would do War Raiders. New Day on the other side could win, but it's the tag team division. It's kind of hard to book this because either team, what do they do? You could give New Day the belts and they'll just be holding them, and they may even just be beating teams, but there won't really be any heat behind them. The way that they turn heel with Big E and not getting Big E is kind of like how you guys feel about The Rock not being in the John Cena and Cody Rhodes feud. It's like, hey, we were here, we got our heat off of you, but there's no payoff to it. So that's why it's kind of got me in limbo. I think New Day wins. I would prefer that the War Raiders won. The next match on the card, I would have Jacob Fatu and LA's Knight in this US title match. Right here in the middle of the card. Just before we get to our hard-hitting title matches. And to be quite honest with you, who would I have win here? I would go with Jacob Fatu. Beaten Duke clean. I would go with him beating him clean. Why? Because there's strength in making Jacob Fatu champion. It could also further storylines between him and Solo, although Jacob losing could also further storylines between him and Solo. The story that we have here isn't between Jacob and LA Knight. It's between Jacob and Solo. LA Knight just so happens to be holding the title. We're not talking about my thoughts or opinions. This is just about predictions. Who do I think will win? Quite honestly, I think LA Knight loses. Why do I think they would have LA Knight lose? Maybe because they want to get him to the next level. Maybe because they want to put him in the main event picture. I think that maybe he should go up to that main event picture, because right now, floundering with the mid card, it just doesn't feel like it's elevating him. It feels like there's much more that he could do. Thoughts and opinions aside, I'll leave it there. However, who would I want to win? Of course, it's still going to be Jacob Fatu. Either way, Jacob wins this title. Jacob wins. Again, I would like to see him win it clean. I could see Solo interfering to help him win. And thus, we get the celebration with the bloodline, the makeshift bloodline. Now Solo follows Jacob around a bit until he gets to the point where the jealousy really kicks in and rears its head and sets that feud into motion. I have Jacob winning either way. Besides, why not? And now for the ladies, Tiffany, Stratton, and Charlotte Flair. Whoa, all right. This one is not as easy as it seems, because we can make a case for either of these women to win this match. However, the thing that determines who wins this match is whether or not they really want to push Tiffany as a babyface. If they really want to push Tiffany as a babyface, she has to lose the match. If they want to kind of keep her as a tweener or start pushing her back as a heel, I could see her winning the match. However, Tiffany winning the match doesn't really do anything for anyone. Whereas on the opposite side, Charlotte winning this match doesn't really do anything for anyone. Granted, Tiffany would have to build herself back up, and Charlotte would just be back on top, and it is what it is. Who do I think will win this match? Wow. I just think that there's way too much power behind Charlotte winning this match, and possibly some heat from the crowd when Charlotte wins this match. And that might be exactly what they want, because she needs to really embrace being a heel. I still feel like Charlotte, thoughts and feelings, brother. I still feel like Charlotte wants to be embraced by the crowd instead of embracing who the crowd is letting her know that she should be. But I think Charlotte wins it. And I believe I would like for Tiffany to win. I would like for Tiffany to win this match, because I feel like Charlotte needs to build herself back up. She needs to figure out which side of the gate she wants to be on and really dive into that character. So I would like Tiffany to win, but I do think that Charlotte will. Gunther versus, listen, look, I want Goon to win. Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm big time Goon. There's so much more that we could get out of Goon. We still haven't gotten Goon matches with Punk. We haven't gotten Goon and Seth. We hadn't gotten Goon with the top guys. Even as world champion, he's been wrestling a bunch of mid-card matches. I'm sorry. He has yet to main event a pay-per-view. What's happening here? Main event's like the last thing that he's main evented, and probably the only thing that he's main evented outside of King of the Rings when he wasn't champion. I need my guy Goon to win, because there's a lot left in the tank here. There's a lot more meat on the bone that we could get with big time marquee matchups, especially with a champion that's a dominant style champion. However, he's been neutered. Who do I think will win? Jey, because you guys want it. But then again, I was going to say I think that Jey wins, so that, just like everyone else in the world said, so that the crowd could start yeeting. However, on Raw, we got that moment already. They yeeted when he came down to the ring. He got up on the table. He let him yeet some more. He ran the music back. Let him yeet some more. He cut his 2-minute promo, which was, I'm going to beat Goon. Goon is scared and I'm crashing out. Went back into the crowd, let them yeet, and then started yeeting with him. I think they got their moment. Unfortunately, I think that Jey Uso wins this match. But if Jey wins this match, where do they go from there? I don't know. What title matches are you going to want to see with Jey Uso as champion? I don't know. I think Jey wins for a moment, but I would love to see Gunther win for the matchups. To close us out for night 1, we got the triple threat with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. In a match that we, outside of Paul Heyman, who would I like to see win this match? Let's start there. Who would I like to see win this match? You know me, man. My guy, Seth Rollins. I would like to see Seth Rollins win this match. Why would I like to see Seth Rollins win this match? Because I feel as though he deserves it. He's done so much work at WrestleMania, putting guys over. A lot of storylines were ran through him. He was always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And even in his triple threat, he came in as the bridesmaid, even though everything runs through him. Moreover, the role of Seth Rollins has been the narrator of the story of this feud. Even though it seems as though the Paul Heyman is the thing that they're fighting for here. I don't know how you made a WrestleMania main event be about Paul Heyman, but that's how we got here. Seth Rollins is the biggest piece to the puzzle of this match. And at some point, he has to win a WrestleMania where it matters. And this is his chance. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, he's going to be leaving. It does him no justice. It does him no favors for him to have to win this match just for him to go away again. He's just here to be here. And CM Punk, hey kid, you got your WrestleMania main event. It doesn't guarantee a win. Besides, CM Punk winning does what? Who do I think will win? Now that's the question. Seth Rollins still. I still think Seth Rollins wins this match. And maybe they need to start going back in the direction of Seth being the champ. Right now, Seth is hot. Not like, I know, crazy kind of. Seth got momentum behind him. His character, the way that he's jumping into this character of a lot more serious, a lot more gritty, just manipulative. He's pulling the strings. He's architecting this match. And for him to be able to do all of this and still not come out on top, I don't know when this guy will get his chance to get his payoff. Maybe this is the Seth Rollins story. And where do we go with Paul Heyman? It's the other part of the reason why I would like to see Seth Rollins win, so that he can let Paul Heyman know, and he told him, you have a choice with what you do with these favors. Just like you had a choice to grant CM Punk his favor. You chose to do so. So now I have a favor to ask of you, and you have the choice on whether or not you do it. Your choice is to leave them both alone. Roman ain't gonna be here. CM Punk, been there, done that. Find out what's next in your journey. That's what the favor would be that I would have from Seth Rollins, is to set Paul Heyman free. All right, starting off night 2, I would start it off with the Fatal 4-Way because we just have a lot of action that can go on here. A lot of action. And the first thing that I want to lay on the table is take the title off of Bron Breakker because we got to move him up. We got to move him up, champ. Just like we doing with LA Knight, we moving Bron up. It's time. It's time. He can dominate the mid card all he want. Been there, done that. It's time for him to go up. He's still young. You got to cash in while these guys are young. We don't need to leaving thoughts, views, and opinions out of it. This is just predictions. Okay, Wiser. Okay, all right. Sometimes you just got to remind yourself of that. Who would I have win this match? I don't see Penta winning, and it would be our last 2 legs is Dom and Finn. I don't see Finn winning this thing either because Crash Out Finn is becoming a thing, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. And Finn winning the IC Championship doesn't give us more crash outs. And I know, I love me a good crash out. Dom winning, on the other hand, gives me the moment of a good crash out. I would have Dom pin Penta, not pin Balor, because if we have Dom pin Balor, then it makes everything all obvious. I mean, granted, Pin is going to be upset with Dom for winning the title anyway because that's my title, or how does he say it? It's my title. I'm not going to try it again. Sorry, just act like you didn't hear that. I'm not even going to edit it out. It's too much work. So I do think that Dom will win, and quite honest with you, that's who I want to win. Because it's about time that Dominik Mysterio starts to elevate himself, not just as a character, but as his status in wrestling. He needs to have his Liv Morgan year. Liv Morgan just went crazy this past year and some change. I think it's time for Dom to have the same results. Speaking of the devil, Liv Morgan and Raquel. Look, we ain't gonna go that far with this one. Who do I want to win? Who do I think is going to win? Liv and Raquel's gonna win. Clear as day. The story here isn't between these 2 tag teams. It was thrown together last minute. The real story is between Lyra and Bayley. and Bayley wanting another shot at that title. Are they friends? Well, kinda, sorta. They're supposed to be. But also at the same token, Bayley doesn't like that she didn't beat Lyra and she lost via roll-up, was it? I believe it was a Kelly. She got Kelly. She's gonna want another shot at that title. This match is clear as day. We ain't even got to spend that much time on it. Liv deserves better. And another match that I'm not gonna spend too much time on. Logan and AJ. Why am I not gonna spend too much time on it? Because they didn't spend too much time on it. Is there a story here? No. I'm better than you. I wrestle good. I wrestle good too. Hey, accept me as a wrestler. Nah, kid, you're still new. Here's your story, kid. Who do I have win this match? I would like to see Logan win this match. I would like, and I think that Logan is going to win this match. Why? Because Logan just doesn't seem to win matches. And I think that him beating AJ, somebody that's really, really respected in wrestling, in the wrestling industry, him beating AJ does help with his credibility. Because again, he's on a bit of a losing streak. And if he could be somebody the likes of AJ Styles, gotta take him seriously. And it gives him a lot of material when he goes up against whoever he's going up against next. I'm not looking forward to those promos. Should I move out of the way so that I could just like let Randy Orton stare at me and, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. Let's make the adjustment. Hey Orton, we don't know who you're gonna be wrestling. We don't know. I mean, we got some options. We got Nick Aldis, who I would like to see you wrestle against. We got Solo Sikoa, who nobody wants to see you wrestle against. And there's also the possibility of Aleister Black. People think you got me. We got me. We can do me. I'm right here. I'll wrestle. I'm absolutely not. Absolutely not. What do we do with Randy Orton? If it's Aleister Black, he loses. If it's Nick Aldis, he wins. If it's Solo Sikoa, he wins. I got nothing for you. I got nothing. Maybe it's maybe Chad Gable gets a match at WrestleMania. Maybe we get Chad Gable and Randy Orton. What's Chad Gable doing? We don't know. We don't know. We got this match. This right here. We got this. I think it's going to be a fun match. Damian Priest and I almost said Damien Sandow. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I'm expecting a full-blown crash out. Full-blown crash out from both dudes. Both dudes got to crash out. Where do we go with this? Well, we know what the story is. The story is that Drew's been getting screwed over by Damian Priest pretty much since he won the title. Every time he turns around, it's Priest that keeps screwing him over, allegedly. And Drew wants his payback. I say that he gets his payback. I would like to see Drew get his payback and win. I think that Drew McIntyre is going to win. Because at some point, we got to get back to elevating Drew to where he belongs, and that's at the top. And by God, by this time next year, I need to see Drew either going for a title or being the champion going into WrestleMania. Because enough is enough. This dude has been getting and keeping himself over for years at this point, since COVID when he carried the company when nobody else was there. And he still has yet to be rewarded the right way, properly. It's that time. We going with Drew on this one. I was wondering where I was going to put myself, but I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to position myself right here because fuck her. Fuck her. I'm cool. Thoughts and feelings are out of this. This is purely about predictions. All right, cool. Who do I think will win? I think that we got all that we needed out of Rhea as champion. Honestly, I think that we've gotten all that we've needed out of Rhea as champion. I think it's time for her to have some character development. Not saying a change of character, but just character development. We need more layers to Rhea. Rhea's doing a good job expressing her emotions backstage off TV. You got to see videos of it on YouTube and on Twitter. Maybe they need to start diving into that character. And in order for us to get to that character, I feel like she needs to lose. Bianca and Io are my two that I'm choosing from here. I would say that since we get Naomi and Jade on night one, even though Bianca is going into WrestleMania undefeated, no, it's not going to be some undefeated WrestleMania streak like The Undertaker. It's only 4 and she's in her mid-30s already. She's not getting in the 20s. I'm sorry. She would be in her feast to get there. Not going to happen. She's going to want to have kids at some point. I'd have her lose. Do I want her to lose? See, this one is not easy because do I want to see Io as champion? I don't know. Do I want to see Bianca as champion? I don't feel like the time is right for Bianca to be champion because she still has some unfinished business to handle with her own storyline. But at the same time, who do I want to win? Put N/A there for me. I have no winner here. Who do I think will win? I think they put the title on Bianca. I think they put the title on Bianca beating Rhea. I think that's where they go with it. I think that Io winning the title is just her answer and her reason for being in this match, because one, you don't have anything for her, and two, there's no way you could leave her off this card. You give her the title, it puts her in a match. She doesn't have to walk out as champion. So I think that Bianca wins this match. Should I keep my camera here like these? Should I keep my camera here like these? Be respectful, Wiser. All right. Your main event of the evening. Cody Rhodes and John. Look, they're going to have to pull out all the stops on this one. You know what's crazy is in all of these matches on, well, we got like 14 matches. So 13 matches, I've had no surprises. No surprise returns, no pop-ups, nothing crazy. Just straight up wins and losses, right? Here we could have some surprises. Let me get my who do I want to win and who do I think is going to win out the way. Both are those of, excuse me, hey, words, pal. Both of those are going to be John Cena. I want John Cena to win. I think John Cena is going to win. Why? But why is it, man? It's just going to give us another part-time champion. Look, it is what it is at this point. It is what it is at this point. If John Cena wins, we get a part-time champion. If Cody Rhodes wins, we get a part-time wrestler. Either way, it's going to be part-time. Cody is a lot more successful in the chase. However, I do believe that if they actually gave him more storyline to sink his teeth into, a lot more people would embrace him as a babyface, but it just doesn't seem like he wrestles much. It's just opinions are not for this video. We already had a video where we did our thoughts and opinions. That's not for this, Wiser. Stay on track. John Cena wins. Do we see The Rock and Travis Scott? Do we see The Rock? Well, we're going to see Travis Scott because I think they'll be playing Fiend a lot, so maybe he's there and performs it. We don't have any celebrity performances or, concerts or anything like that have been announced. So maybe Travis Scott's there for that. And if Travis Scott is there and he performs Fiend, does the crowd boo him off the stage? That's the question. Do we see The Rock? I want to say I hope we don't, because he will completely overshadow everything about this match, everything about this Mania, and people are just going to be pissed. And if he does show up, I'm cashing in on those videos. Thanks for watching. And please, stay in good health, love yourself, tell someone you love them, even if it's a repeat offense, and click on one of these two videos.